Hey, J-Bone Nation! Shaming of Jay. He's not a dopey dumb bitch. He gets laid. The court jester, the court DJ. It's time to dive into the case. To the case.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today on this lovely Tuesday, right? Is today Tuesday? Yes. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for being here. Let's see who we got. We got Tracy K on the kick machine. We got Elizabeth L, who just spammed the chat with 6,000. Folks, we have a Donnie emoji, Donnie's picture. Good morning, Elizabeth L, Christy, Amber, Mish, Janet, Drew, Nancy, Dister, Tina, Mish, JD, Missy, Watcha Perks, Nancy, Donnie, of course. And there's Donnie on the screen. There he is. The man, the mystery, the legend. Drew, Amy, Amy P, Amy B, Amy IE is here. Good morning, everyone. Mandy Joe. Did I say JD? I think so. I never remember. Good morning, everyone. Bobby, Michelle B. Did I get everyone? Did I get everyone? Blair on the kick machine. Dizzy on the kick machine. Thanks for being here, everybody. Good morning. Chloe and Sally. Jennifer J. Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou, your stickers are in the mail. Michelle B, Christy G, Helen Steiner, Catherine. The new emoji is Donnie. The picture he sent that he said was him, Donnie. It's me, Donnie. Good morning, everyone. Carrie 28, your sticker, your Gary sticker is in the mail as well. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Did I miss anyone? I hope not. I really try to get folks. Lisa, good morning. I wish I knew. How do I say this name? I don't want to mess this up. So you let me know. If you could put it out in there phonetically so I don't mess it up, or if you have a different name, I don't want to mess it up. Let me know. Midgiusia. I can't get that one. I struggle with that one. Good morning, and thanks for being here, everyone. Good morning. I think I said Amber, but if I didn't, Bonnie, good morning. Hospice Jess, good morning. All right. Before we go, the court hasn't started yet. I wanted to make some exciting announcements. First of all, Babe's video is going pretty viral. I mean, it has almost 6,000 views. Thank you all so much for liking and sharing and commenting on Babe's video, Mindful Crime Couture. If you haven't already, please check it out. And also, thank you, Botrix, for waking up. Also, Babe just let me know that this Saturday, she will be doing her Saturday psych session with Chris Duet at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where they talk about Black Widows. So make sure you subscribe. If you haven't seen Chris Duet on our channel before or Publicly Buzzed, he's amazing. He's brilliant. He has interviewed over like hundreds of inmates, serial killers. Prudence, what are you doing? So that'll be this Saturday. Make sure you're subscribed to Mindful Crime Couture this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be awesome. He is the coolest of the cool. Good morning, Lila Ford. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, that Donnie, our boy Donnie, has his own emoji now on Kick and YouTube. I'm sure he won't abuse it, right, guys? Oh, court's going live. Let me switch over. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, Mike on the kick machine. Squidoosh. Here we go. Let's not miss anything.
We continue this morning with the state's case. Which witnesses does the state plan to call this morning?
Good morning, Your Honor. With respect to today, the state intends this morning to offer Sergeant Dugen up for examination. Sergeant Dugen is the individual who sees the garbage from the garbage can. I do have numerous exhibits I plan on introducing through him today. So that will be the morning, and then the afternoon we have a few witnesses that have to do with additional video surveillance that was obtained.
Okay, thank you. Is Sergeant Dugan here?
He is right outside, Your Honor.
Thank you. Let's first bring the jury in, please.
Let's bring the jury, folks.
You will bring the jury.
Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Good morning, good morning. Day 8 of this trial. By the way, folks, I have set the ads to go on. The longest time you could set... I forgot to pretty much play ads at all yesterday. I just forget sometimes. I set it up. The longest time you could set up for like it to automatically go was a half hour.
Yes, Your Honor.
Otherwise,
Yes.
they come up. So
Good
every
morning,
half
ladies and
hour,
gentlemen.
if you don't have it,
We continue now with
I
the
wish I
state's
could set it for
witness.
longer than that, but every half
Your Honor, the
hour,
state would call Kevin Dugan to the stand.
an ad should come up. It shouldn't come up more than that, I hope.
Have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
I tried doing it where I would just do it myself, and I did it every hour, but I just kept forgetting. And, you know, gotta pay the bills. You could skip them, by the way, after the 5 seconds or whatever. It doesn't matter, but if I don't have them at all, then there's nothing. Morning, Tony.
Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Please state your name and spell it for the record.
Sure, it's Kevin Dugan, KEVINDUGGAN.
And your affiliation?
I'm a sergeant with the Connecticut State Police.
Thank you.
Sergeant, you may be seated.
All right, I have to remember that Midjiusa
inquire,
is
Your
Mia.
Honor?
Yes.
Mia.
Good morning, sir.
Mia.
How are you?
Thank you for being
Fine,
here,
thank you. How are
Mia.
you?
Thank you for
Good.
being here.
Sir,
Welcome
how long
and
have
thank
you
you.
worked for the Connecticut State Police?
Approximately
Morning, Mom and
16
Dad.
years.
And are you assigned to a particular division or department within the state police?
Yes, I'm assigned to the Central District Major Crime Squad.
Morning,
What
Todd.
areas does the Central District Major Crime Squad cover?
The central part of the state in and around Hartford.
Hey, Lily.
Within that Central District Major Crime Squad, are you assigned to a particular specialization or division?
Yes, I'm assigned to the crime van.
And when we say van, what does that mean?
It's a van or truck, as you will, and basically it is a mobile crime lab.
Do you have any specialized training or experience with respect to being a sergeant on the van?
Yes, I've been to multiple crime scene processing classes, homicide conferences, police involved shooting conferences, and several other classes.
How many years have you worked for or within the van or the in the state police?
Approximately 7 years now.
Good morning, Deborah.
And how long have you been a sergeant of the van?
Approximately a year and a half.
Could you briefly describe, well, actually, if I can withdraw that, were you working on the van in 2019?
I was.
What was your assignment, or I guess I should say rank at that time?
I was a detective.
Who was your sergeant?
Sergeant Ralph Soda.
And who did you work with on the van at Central District?
It was Detective Lindsay Valcourt, Detective Pete Farr, Detective Daniel DeJesus, and Detective Steve Soares.
I'm going to draw your attention now to May 30th of 2019. Did you respond to Albany Avenue in Hartford on that day?
I did.
What time did you respond?
It was in the early afternoon hours, early evening.
What was your assignment?
My assignment was to check certain trash receptacle areas within the city and seize the trash.
When did you get that assignment?
That afternoon.
Who gave it to you?
Sergeant Ralph Soda.
And who were you with on Albany Avenue that night?
Detective Mike Hamill and Detective Peter Farr.
So what information did you have, if any, before you went out to Albany Avenue that evening?
Basically, that Western District Major Crime Squad was investigating the disappearance of a Jennifer Dulos, and that their suspect had allegedly thrown out trash within the city of Hartford.
Did you know what day that was?
I believe she went missing on the 24th of May.
And the day that you were on Albany or given that assignment was what day?
Was May 30th.
Did you go anywhere in particular on Albany Avenue?
Yes.
Where did you go?
We went to 3 different locations on Albany Avenue.
And what were they?
The first one was Albany and Garden Street. The second one was Albany and Blue Hills Ave. And the third location was Albany and Green Street.
No.
Just real quick, Debbie E just bought 3 coffees and said, keep up the great videos, Jay. Thank you so much, Debbie E. Thank you for buying the coffees.
Your Honor, for the record, I'm playing States 36. May I just inquire if everybody's televisions are on? Yes. Thank you. So I'm going to draw your attention to the screen behind you if you can. States 36. Sir, do you recognize that intersection?
I do.
And with respect to...
Whoa. I got to pause. I got to rewind that. Did everyone just see that gentleman with a lawnmower? Hold on. I got to see the gentleman with the lawnmower.
I do.
Here he comes. Oh, wait. There he goes again. Here he is.
With
Here
respect
he goes with the lawnmower. Why does he have a lawnmower?
Is that the area that you responded to?
Yes.
And you mentioned Garden Street. Is Garden Street portrayed on that video?
It is.
Okay. Can you please, if you wouldn't mind, Your Honor, sir, if you wouldn't mind heading up to the screen and just pointing out where Garden Street is.
Okay. Before you proceed,
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Manning, Sergeant, that's a concave view of Garden and Albany, is it not? Because they do not run
Hey, Michelle.
parallel to each other. They're perpendicular. Is that correct?
Correct.
Thanks for being here.
No, sir.
By the way, there's the judge stepping in to make sure that I feel like she didn't ask the right questions, and he had to step in and be like, all right, we got to make this good for the record. Does it all the time.
Did you go to that address on May 30th?
I did.
And were you in uniform?
I was in a major crime uniform.
And what was your assignment when you got to that address?
To seize the trash at that location.
Did you have a procedure or process you were utilizing that night?
Yes.
What was that procedure?
So we had brought our own industrial-sized trash bags, and we removed the trash from the trash receptacles and placed them into our trash bags and subsequently seized it.
Did you go through the garbage containers on scene?
We looked inside of them, confirmed there was trash in them, seized the trash, and then brought the trash back to the Troop H barracks in Hartford.
Why didn't you go through the trash on scene in the corner of Albany and Garden?
It was an unsecure environment.
Steve, oh, what up, Steve?
Where did you bring the trash to?
The Troop H barracks in Hartford?
Did you have a procedure at Troop H to go through the trash that was obtained from those garbage canisters?
Yes.
And what was that procedure?
Basically, we went into the garage at Troop H, and we laid out a bunch of brown butcher block paper on the ground, and we labeled it, each trash bag that we seized, we labeled as to the location where we seized it. And the trash was dumped out onto those, under that butcher block paper, so we could search it and process it.
Now, sir, if you can refer to the screen behind you, stage 36, is the garbage container that you seized the trash from depicted on that screen?
It is.
If you wouldn't mind, please going up to the screen and pointing that out. For the record, he's pointing to the middle, center, right, or left, actually, of the screen.
Bobo,
Did
what's
you
up,
go anywhere
Bob?
else in that area?
I did.
Where did you go?
I searched, there was a set of dumpsters on the side of the building. I searched that area, and I searched this trash can right here, and I searched this side of the building.
So starting with the right side of the screen where the dumpsters are, how did you search those?
I climbed in the dumpster and started searching.
Did you know what you were looking for, or were you looking for anything in particular?
Just items of evidentiary value.
Far Q, member of the Bows for a month. Thank you, Far Q.
And did you find anything or seize anything out of those dumpsters?
No,
Now, while you were in the dumpster, did you speak to anybody?
I did.
And without telling me what that person said, did you take any action?
Yes.
What action did you take?
I subsequently seized the trash can, the trash contents of this trash can in front of the restaurant.
And did you go through the trash of that trash can as well?
I did.
Okay. And so the items that you seized were both the bottom left, and then there's a trash can on the center middle. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. If I may have one moment with counsel, Your Honor. Page 42 is only.
Fuck your life, bing bong.
Whoops, muted. Sweet Lou gifted out a funker.
I'm gonna funk with you, buddy.
Sweet Lou gifted out a membership to Funkarella. Thank you so much, Sweet Lou.
ID. I'm going to for the record, shut the TV off behind the witness. And if I may just approach that small screen on the front.
If you're coming in late, folks, Donnie now has his own emoji, folks. The picture he sent me of himself is now an emoji on both Kick and YouTube. Good morning, Fofa. Good morning, Tashi. Hope you feel better.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Amber coming in hot and gifting a sub to my wife. Thank you so much on the Kick machine. Thank you so much, Amber. You're the best.
States 42 for ID, sir. If you can, just take a look at that, what is displayed on that screen. This is image 1. Do you recognize that image?
I do.
And what is it?
That's the trash can at the corner of Albany and Garden Street.
Did you take that photograph?
I did.
And did you seize trash from that photograph?
I did.
I mean, not from the photograph. Did you seize trash from the can that is represented in that photograph?
I did.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of what that garbage can looked like that day on May 30th, 2019?
It is.
State would offer 1.
No objection. The number is 1.
1, Your Honor.
States 1 admitted as a full exhibit.
I believe it's picture 1. I apologize, Your Honor. States 42, picture 1, file 1.
Thank you. States 42, photo 1, file 1.
Thank you, sir. If you can just take a look behind you, is that the garbage can that you seized or looked into that night?
It is.
Okay, did you take any action with respect to that actual garbage can?
We did.
What did you do?
I photographed it before seizing it. I emptied the trash contents of that trash can into our own trash bags, and then we seized the actual trash can itself.
Why did you seize the actual trash can?
We had information that a person of interest that dumped the trash in the trash can had touched it, and we were going to try and get DNA from the trash can.
By the way, at this point on May 30th, 2019, were you working at all with Western District Major Crimes?
No,
Did you have any personal knowledge or information directly with respect to the investigation component of the disappearance of Jennifer Doulos on that day?
no,
So you seized the garbage can itself. Did you log it into evidence?
we did.
And did you give it an evidence number?
We did.
For the record, I'm shutting the screen off. On States 42, sir, I'm going to direct your attention to file 1, photo 3. If you could take a look at that, sir, and it's going to be on the screen in front of you. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I'm so sorry,
I do.
Karen.
What is depicted?
It's the trash can with the lid removed.
And is that the same trash can that we just saw on the first photograph in this file?
It is.
Morning, Shelley.
Did you take that photograph?
I did.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what that trash can looked like on May 30th, 2019, when it was seized?
Yes.
State would offer it.
I just have a couple of dear questions, if I may, regarding this photograph. This picture number 3, it's obviously not on Albany Avenue anymore, is it?
It's not.
So exactly where was this picture taken?
This was taken at the Troop H garage at the Troop H barracks in Hartford.
Did you dismantle that trash receptacle yourself?
I did.
And then you took this picture?
I did.
And this is before or after you removed the items from the barrel?
Afterwards.
After, okay. I have no objection.
And the exhibit number, please.
42, file 1, picture 3.
State
Okay.
42, file number 1, photograph 3, admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. Sir, I'm going to direct your attention to the screen behind you. And could you please explain what's depicted in that photograph, please?
The trash can placed on brown butcher block paper with the trash can lid next to it.
And the location of where this photograph was taken?
The Troop H garage at the Troop H barracks in Hartford.
Now, there's a number on the bottom right, the 499. What does that mean?
So the trash can was given an evidence number, which was 499.
What about the A on the left-hand side?
So that was given the letter A. It was 499A. Basically, A meaning it was a part of 499.
Thank you, sir. Now, while you're back at Albany Avenue and Garden Street, did you remove, or how did you remove all of the garbage that was contained inside that garbage can?
So there were 3 of us, and one held the trash bag open, and the other lifted the trash can and emptied the trash into the trash bag.
And did you take a photograph, sir, of the trash can after it was emptied?
I did.
I'm going to draw your attention to the picture on the screen in front of you, if I can. States 42, file 1, picture 2 for ID. Sir, do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
The trash can once it's emptied.
State would offer it, or I'm sorry, I have to ask the foundation question. Is that a fair and accurate representation of what the garbage can looked like after it was emptied on May 30th, 2019?
Yes.
Thank you. Now I would offer it, Your Honor.
Again, just a couple of questions. Again, this picture was taken after you removed the garbage from the receptacle, correct?
Yes.
You just fucking asked
All
that.
left in there as you peered into it with the cover removed and all of the items that were in it, well, I don't want to say all, we'll get to see that. All the garbage bags or whatever.
And on that day, did you breathe oxygen while you were doing this? And on that day, did you drink water?
Garbage was in that bag.
And on that day, did you use your hands to open the garbage can?
At that point, right?
Yes.
I have no objection.
Just talks to hear himself.
42.
Hear himself.
File
Jeez.
1, photo 2.
File 1, photo 2, entered as a full exhibit.
Sir, is that the photograph of the picture of the garbage after you had removed its contents?
Yes.
What did you do with the contents after you had placed it in the bag?
We transported that back to the Troop H garage in Hartford.
Did you also give it a evidence number?
We did.
What evidence number did you give that?
Karen coming in hot with $2. Thank you so more, Karen.
I believe it was evidence exhibit 500.
Could I hear that number, please?
Could you repeat the number, please?
Evidence exhibit 500.
Because I'm going to fuck with you, buddy. We're going to be buddies. We're going to be pals. We're going to wrestle around.
Bobo, Defense Diaries coming in hot, becoming a Super Bowl. Thank you so much, Bob.
Show you the screen.
Make
in
sure
front
you're
of you.
subscribed to Defense Diaries.
States 42, file 1, picture 4. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is that picture?
That's the trash from the trash can at the corner of Albany and Garden Street. That's what it looked like once we put the trash from that trash can into our own trash bag.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what it looked like that day?
It is.
No objection to this image.
State would offer it, Your Honor.
Page 42,
File 1, picture 4.
file 1, photo 4. Admitted as a full exhibit.
Sir, if you could take a look at the screen behind you, just a question or two. There's writing on the bottom left of that photograph. What does that say?
So it says Albany and Garden, and that was just placed there to identify where the trash was from in the photograph.
At some point, did you empty the contents of that bag?
We did.
Where did you empty the contents of that bag onto?
Onto that brown paper.
Take a look at the picture in front of you, sir. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
That's the trash once it's emptied onto the brown paper.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of what all the trash?
All right, Karen and Donnie just sent the.
Jay, thanks for my emoji. Bing bong Beetlejuice.
Bing bong Beetlejuice. Thank you so much, Karen and Donnie.
Like when you emptied it onto the brown paper on May 30th, 2019.
Yes.
State would offer it.
May I inquire?
No, you can't inquire. You've inquired enough.
Looking at
Jeez.
Exhibit 5 from file 1 within that disk, so which for the record is Exhibit 42 for ID. So I just want to ask you, first of all, there's some writing on the brown paper. Did you put that writing there?
Yes.
Were these items that are now shown, displayed on this brown paper, were they loose like this, or were they in something in particular?
So this is the picture of once it's emptied out onto the brown.
There you go, Bob.
And were they all emptied out of that black garbage bag that you talked about?
Yes.
And that included a stained white T-shirt that we see in this image, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. Now
Well,
we're going beyond the.
I'd rather see
here.
Donnie than this defense
This
attorney.
is an ID exhibit. And council's reference now is the content in an ID exhibit. So as far as voir dire is concerned, the court is not going to permit questions concerning the content of an ID exhibit.
Fair enough, Your Honor. I will ask a different question. Is what is depicted in this image, did it all come out of that garbage bag that you testified to, or was some of this elsewhere?
No, it all came out of that trash bag.
Oh, okay. Then I do not object to this.
So states 42, file 1, photo 5. Is that
Yes, sir.
correct? Admitted as a full exhibit.
If you can, sir, take a look at the screen behind you. Now, with respect to the items, I guess, on the right-hand side, it looks like one item, the T-shirt in the upper left hand, has been splayed out. Did you splay that out?
Yes,
Okay, why did you do that?
just to show an overall representation of the item.
Was that item seized as evidence?
It was.
And why was it seized as evidence?
So
I'm going to object to why it was seized, and then we can move on from there. I don't, you need to explain why certain items were in fact seized.
I claim it, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Thank you. Why did you seize that as evidence?
So it was a white T-shirt with what appeared to be a blood-like substance on the T-shirt, and we found that suspicious.
Did you seize anything else that came out of that garbage can, or garbage bag, I should say?
No.
Now, you indicated that you also obtained another garbage bag. Is that correct?
Correct.
And was that the other garbage container that was closer to the building?
Yes.
I'm going to draw your attention to photograph in front of you, sir. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is it?
So that's the contents of the trash can that was closest to the building, Milagros Restaurant.
And this is not, well, oh, I apologize, Your Honor. That's my fault. With respect to the screen, for the record, the screen is off. It was on for a little bit, but I did shut it off. With respect to this photograph, sir, is this a fair and accurate representation of the garbage that you seized from that garbage can?
It is.
State would offer it, Your Honor.
For those who might have missed yesterday or are coming in late, yesterday they showed, and I mean they showed it today, extensive footage of Fotis and Michelle driving around, throwing stuff out, and now we are getting into them going into the garbage can and, you know, taking out what they found. We just saw they found a bloody shirt, and now we'll see what they found in this garbage.
Again, a couple of bloodier questions. The outer bag that was that something you put it in, or is this how you found the actual trash from that receptacle next to the building?
You got it, Bob.
For this trash bag,
Yes.
this is how we found it.
Oh, okay. And again, there's some writing on this, correct?
Correct.
And then there's a name and some other letters. Did you write that?
I did.
Is that is that a name of a person or a name of a building?
It's the name of the restaurant.
Oh.
And by the way, there was very clear footage of Michelle at one point opening the door. It appeared to possibly obstruct anyone from seeing Fotis throw 2 license plates into a storm drain, which they then recovered, which were altered. Like the letters and numbers were altered, so I think you know, whenever he was driving around with those plates, if they came up on cameras, they would not come back to him.
Okay. And that we've already looked at the image or the stop screen from the C4 cameras. Is that the name of the place next to where this trash receptacle was that you took this out of?
Yes.
I have no objection.
So that's stage 42, file 1. Which photograph, please?
6, Your Honor.
Photograph 6, admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. And while we're here, before I show that, Your Honor, if I may, sir, take a look at photo 7. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
That's the contents of the trash once it's displayed out onto the brown paper.
When you say contents of the trash displayed on the brown paper, is this the trash that was in the preceding photograph?
Correct.
Okay. And did you take that photograph?
I did.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what the trash looked like once you displayed it on brown paper that day?
It is.
State would offer the photo 7 as well.
No objection.
Stage 42, file 1, photograph 7, admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. Sir, take a look behind you, please.
And I'm muted. All right, just real quick. Does anyone know the answer to this? I thought the plates that they found were old ones that were registered to FOTUS, but I could be wrong. If anyone knows the answer to the plates that were found, whose plates were they?
And that was I noticed this is in a clear plastic bag. You didn't put that in a black bag as well?
No, we didn't, because that trash was all contained within that clear bag. The other trash was loose within a plastic trash bin.
Okay. And the writing on the bottom left, if you could please explain what that means.
So Albany and Garden are
Correct.
The street corner. And then Milagros Convenience Building is the restaurant, which this trash can was right up against.
When you went to that area and seized that trash bag, if I may, back to...
Oh, Shannon says Bob is right.
Sir, can you just point again
Bob is
where
right.
you went and seized that bag from? And for
Hey,
the
Miss
record,
Dina.
the middle upper part of the screen. Sir, what day was this again?
This was May 30th.
On May 30th, when you went to that area, did you find any WeatherTech liners?
No.
Thank you. You can have a seat, sir. Now, picture 7, if you can take a look behind you, sir. What does that depict?
That's a picture of the overall contents of the trash at that location.
Now, did you go anywhere else after Albany and Garden?
We did.
Where did you go?
The next location we went to was Albany and Blue Hills Ave.
And then I'm going back to States 36. Sir, if you can take a look at the screen behind you, you can. Do you see the intersection that you went to on May 30th, 2019?
I do.
And if you can, sir, please, if you can go up to the screen. Did you go to any garbage canisters that are depicted on that screen?
I did.
Which garbage canisters did you go to? For the record, upper, middle, or right side of the screen, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, did you go anywhere else?
After this?
No, in that area depicted on that screen.
No.
Now, with respect to...
Yeah, but I was talking about this yesterday. These cameras that they have in Hartford are $5,000 each. And they have extra programming installed that allows them to just, if they want to put a certain area and say they wanted to just see FOTUS's black truck, it will take out every other, they have like a program that will take out every other car so they can find a particular car they're looking for. It's wild. Big Brother type stuff.
This area on the upper right hand corner where the cursor is, do you see that street, sir?
I do.
What street is that?
That's Blue Hills Ave.
Okay. Did you seize this garbage canister itself, similar to what you did at Garden Street?
No, for this trash can, we just seized the items within it, not the actual trash can.
Okay. Why did you do that?
So for this particular one, we had no information that the person of interest had touched the trash can. Therefore, we did not find it necessary to seize the trash can, just the contents.
And this is going back
the court
to...
may, Attorney Manning.
Yes.
Sergeant, would you identify the intersection that you identified a moment ago and pointed out?
Sure. Blue Hills Ave,
Hey, Mike.
Albany Street.
Is not that Adams Street and Albany Avenue?
My understanding is Blue Hills Ave.
It's not Blue Hills Avenue where the camera is, but the intersection on the right side of the video is Adams Street and Albany Avenue.
I perhaps can clarify if I can, Your Honor. And if I may, on States 42, photo 7 has already come in through Sergeant Ventresca. Actually, sorry, it is not on here. I have to go back. Oh, I do. Thank you. Thank you. And again, this is already admitted through Sergeant Ventresca.
Can we at least have the exhibit number, please?
It's still on Exhibit 42. With respect to Sergeant Ventresca, it would be on it doesn't say the date when this was. Do you have an updated? Yeah.
By the way, folks, if you're following the Delphi case, make sure to follow Bob and Allie's
where,
YouTube. They
the
just dropped a
intersection
live
is
about
depicted?
some
Is it
developments
depicted on
last
that
night.
Screen in front of you?
I know there's a restaurant I'm trying to find that can reference it.
And what's the restaurant, sir?
It's Scott's Jamaican Bakery.
Okay, and you mentioned Scott's Jamaican Bakery. Why do you recall that?
Because that restaurant, the trash can was right in front of it, and that trash can was at the corner of those intersections.
Okay, so is it safe to say you don't remember exactly the road names?
Correct.
Okay, but you remember Scott's Jamaican Bakery?
I do.
Okay. Have a is Scott's Jamaican Bakery depicted in that screen now?
It is.
If you could please point to it. Okay.
That's the awning from the restaurant.
Okay. With respect to that intersection in that area, did you find or did you go to any other garbage canisters?
At this intersection, no.
You can have a seat, sir. Thank you. What did you do once you got to this intersection?
We documented the area with photographs, and then we seized the trash from that trash can at that intersection.
I'm going to have you take a look at the screen in front of you, sir. Do you recognize what's depicted on that screen?
I do.
What is depicted?
The trash can that we seized the trash from, and the Scott's Jamaican Bakery.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what that area looked like on May 30th, 2019?
It is.
Did you take that photograph?
I did.
The state would offer it, Your Honor.
No objection.
Stage 42, file 1,
Actually, file 2,
file 2,
picture 1.
photo 1, admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to continue, if I can, just draw your attention to the screen in front of you. Do you recognize what's depicted on that photograph?
I do.
What is?
That's the overall contents of the trash before we seized it.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of what it looked like that
It
day?
is.
Did you take that photograph?
I did.
The state would offer that as well.
May I briefly, Vladimir? This image.
Oh, my
which is
Lanta.
Image.
This freaking
2
guy.
in this folder. Was this everything that was in that receptacle when you took off the cover and peered in?
Yes.
Did you seize everything that's in this image?
Yes.
No objection.
Stage 42, file 2,
Picture 2.
photo 2, admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. Sir, if you can continue looking at your screen in front of you, what's depicted on the screen, please?
That's the contents of the trash can once we remove the items from it.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of what the contents of the trash can look like after you remove the items?
Correct.
Hey, Andrea,
Did you
good
take
to
that
see
photograph?
I did.
State would offer it.
And quick, Vladimir, if I may.
Yes.
you. Oh, my God.
Did you take the, what we call the remnants or debris that's shown in this photograph with you? Did you clean that out or remove any of those?
That I don't recall.
No objection.
Stage 42, file 2,
Picture 3.
photo 3, admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. Sir, continue if you can looking at the screen in front of you. Do you see what's depicted on the screen?
I do.
Do you recognize it?
I do.
What is it?
So that is the brown paper laid out with the location handwritten in the bottom left, and the trash that we seized within the trash bag that we provided.
Is that back at the Troop H garage?
Correct.
Okay. And did you take that photograph?
I did.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what it looked like on May 30th, 2019?
It is.
The state would offer it, Your Honor.
Again, I just want to clarify, if I may.
Yes.
This isn't all the items you took out of that receptacle in front of the bakery, is it?
That's what we took.
Just what's shown in this image?
Correct.
I thought when you testified just minutes ago, we saw a picture that there were all these other items, like white bags. How is this?
Objection, Your Honor. That is going into cross-examination. This is voir dire.
So the initial voir dire question was, does this bag contain all of the items that was, all of the items that were in the receptacle in front of Scott's Bakery? And the response was yes.
Maybe just one clarification question. What we're actually seeing in this image isn't physically what you see out of the receptacle, is it?
This is our trash bag with the trash inside of it.
But you can't see anything inside. This is what you put everything in. Is that what you're telling us?
Correct, in this photograph.
You just have a moment.
No, shut up. You've talked enough, sir. No more moments for you.
What is depicted?
That's the trash once it's emptied out onto the brown paper in the garage.
So just to be clear, this was the trash that was inside that canister on what street?
Albany and Blue Hills or Adams,
Outside the Jamaican Bakery?
outside the Jamaican Bakery restaurant.
Okay. And what did you do with that trash?
We searched it.
Okay. Did you put the trash into a black bag?
We did.
Okay. And then when you got to Troop H, did you empty the contents of that bag?
We did.
What did you empty it onto?
Brown paper.
Is this photograph depicting that trash onto that brown paper?
It is.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of what that looked like that day?
Yes.
State would offer it.
Can I just have a moment?
Yes.
Oh! No more moments!
Man, this is what was inside your large contractor bag that you brought everything out on, that we saw the prior picture, right?
Correct.
Is this how you find it in this loose state?
This is once we empty it out onto the paper.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to clarify. Is this after you emptied out of the black bag?
Correct.
This is not after you opened up any individual bags that were within the black bag?
No.
So it was in a loose state, is what you're saying, the items?
Correct.
I don't have any objection.
Stage 42, file 2. Is this photograph 8?
5, I think.
5, Your Honor.
5, admitted as a full exhibit.
And that would be folder 2 is admitted in its entirety at this point, if I may. Sir, I'm going to draw your attention to the screen behind you. And briefly, sir, just running through the photographs. This is photo 1 of file 2. What is depicted on that screen, please?
The trash can in front of Scott's Jamaican Bakery.
And picture 2, what is depicted, please?
That's the contents of the trash can at that location.
Now, with respect to the contents, is this before or after you emptied it into a black bag?
That's before. That's as we found it.
And what did you then do? By the way, did you take that photograph?
I did.
What did you do after you took the photograph?
We emptied that trash into our trash bag and seized it.
Did you log it or give it an evidentiary number?
Yes.
What was that number?
I don't recall off the top of my head. I'd have to look at my report.
Well, I'm actually going to move on at this point, Your Honor. I'll get that after. Sir, picture 3. What does that depict?
That's the trash can once we remove the items from it.
Okay. With respect to the white on the bottom, can you just describe what that is?
Just miscellaneous trash.
Okay. Did you seize those items?
I don't recall.
And what about down here on the bottom left, if you could see the cursor? Did you seize these items?
I don't recall.
Okay. And picture 4, sir. What does that depict?
So that's a brown paper labeled Albany and Blue Hills, which is I thought were the intersection where we're at. And that's our trash bag with the contents of that trash receptacle in our trash bag.
And picture 5.
That's the contents of the trash once we emptied it out. And we're at Troop H Garage in Hartford.
Okay. What day, again, did you seize this garbage?
May 30th.
Chloe and
Did you
Sally
make
for the
any
win.
other stops in Albany Avenue on that day?
We did.
Where did you go?
FTW.
The next location was Albany and Green Street.
Sir, I'm going to draw your attention to the screen. State is playing 36. Now I'm going to draw your attention to the screen behind you, sir. I'm gonna pause it there. Do you see the intersection that you went to that day?
I do.
Is it depicted on the screen?
It is.
If you wouldn't mind, sir, please going up and pointing to that intersection. In the upper left-hand corner, if I can. Is there a garbage canister?
Where's Steve?
In that corner, sir?
It is. It's right here.
And with respect to the streets, do you know what the street names are?
So this is Albany, and this right here, I believe, is Green Street.
Do you know what the building is at the corner?
I don't.
Now, when you got to that intersection, what did you do?
We photographed the area and searched the trash in that trash can.
When you say you searched the trash in that trash can, did you do it on site?
No.
When you were there on Albany Avenue in that intersection, what exactly did you do there?
All right, so we photographed it. We checked there was trash in that trash can, and then we took the trash from that trash can, put it into our trash bag, and brought it back to the Troop H barracks.
Was that another black bag?
It was.
And did you search it on scene or go through that bag at all while you were on Albany Avenue?
No.
And did you go to when you say barracks, is that Troop H?
Correct, Troop H.
Okay, you can have a seat, sir.
And just to take a step back here, because I know this is like the minutia of this is, you know, a little slow, but like, let's just take a step back here. What the defense is going to have to prove, folks, well, really, the defense doesn't have to prove anything, but what the defense is going to have to try to convince the jury of is that Michelle was in this car for every one of these drop-offs, and she had no idea. She had no idea that they were getting rid of evidence. Who is going to believe that? I don't know, man.
Go back to states 42, please. File 3. I'm going to ask you, sir, to take a look at the screen in front of you. Do you recognize what's depicted on that?
I do.
What is it?
That's an overall photograph of the trash can and the street signs of the location where we were at.
Did you take that photograph?
I did.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of that intersection?
It is.
Okay, state would, actually, I believe this might have already gone in, but state would offer it anyway. If I may move on, I believe that went in through another witness. Photograph 2, sir. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
This is just a different view of the trash can at that location, Albany and Green Street.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what it looked like that day?
It is.
Did you take that photograph as well?
I did.
State would offer 2 as well, Your Honor. And then if I can, one more. 3. Sir, what is depicted in that photograph?
That's an overall view of the trash can at that location, Albany and Green Street.
Same questions. Did you take that photograph?
I did.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of the trash can at Albany and Green?
It is.
And is that the trash can that you looked through and seized that day?
It is.
The state would offer 1, 2, and 3, Your Honor.
No objection.
Oh, no objection. It's a
Page
Festivus
42.
miracle.
Is this file 3 or file 2?
This is file 3, Your Honor.
File 3, photographs 1, 2, and 3, admitted as full exhibit.
Thank you.
By the way, for folks that are new to this case, in addition to being in the car while dropping off the evidence, Michelle and Fotis wrote an alibi script that they found in their
Take a look at the screen
garbage
behind you, sir.
that was supposed to detail everything that they did. They wrote an alibi
And what's
script.
depicted in that photograph, please?
Yeah, overall view of the area where the trash can that we searched.
And that's is the trash can depicted in that photograph?
It is.
And is that the bottom middle of the photograph?
Yes.
Thank you. File 2 or file 3, picture 2. What is that?
That's just a different view of the trash can and the street signs at that location.
And picture 3.
Overall view of the trash can prior to searching it.
Now, with respect to searching it, did you utilize the same procedure that you utilized in Blue Hills Adam, the bakery, Jamaican bakery, and Milagros?
Yes.
And what procedure is that?
Basically, we documented it with photographs first, and then we took the trash contents from that trash can, placed it into our trash bag, and transported it back to Troop H in Hartford.
I'm going to show you a photograph in front of you, picture 4. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
That's the contents of the trash prior to us seizing it. That's as we found it.
Okay, now as you found it, this is prior to you putting it into a garbage bag?
Correct.
Okay, did anybody touch it or move it or go through it at that point?
No.
Okay, what did you do after taking this photograph?
We removed that trash, put it into our trash bag, and transported it back to Troop H.
Did you take a photograph of the garbage can with the items removed?
Yes.
I'm going to show you picture 5. Is that a fair and accurate representation of the garbage canister after the items were removed?
It is.
And did you take that photograph as well?
I did.
State would offer 4 and 5, Your Honor.
Is there an objection?
I'm just looking, Your Honor. I have no objection.
So stage 42, file 2 or
File
3?
3.
File 3, photos 4 and 5.
Yes, sir.
Admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. Sir, do you see that picture behind you?
I do.
Now, I want to draw your attention to, by the way, is this a photograph of the garbage prior to you seizing it?
It is.
I'm going to draw your attention up to this white piece right here. Do you see that object?
I do.
Was that how it appeared in 2019 on the garbage?
It was.
Okay. Did you later find out to be what that item was?
I did.
What is it?
It's zip ties.
And down here, this piece right here, if you can see this cursor, you can describe that, please.
Yep. So originally I thought it was a clear plastic trash bag. I later identified it as a poncho.
And what color is it?
It's clear with red blood-like substance in it.
And here, this red bent object, do you see the cursor, sir?
I do.
Was that what it appeared like in the garbage that day?
It was.
And did you later find what it was?
I did.
What is it?
It's a bent mop or broom handle.
Did you take the entire contents of this garbage?
I did.
Did you bring it to Troop H and
Yes.
do the same process that you did before?
Same process as the other trash cans.
And were you able to go through this garbage canister when you arrived in Troop H?
I was.
And briefly, picture 5, is that the garbage after it had been removed?
Yes.
And these loose items on the bottom, did you take those?
I don't recall.
Sir, I'm going to show you the photo in front of you. Do you recognize what's depicted on that photograph? This is photo 6.
I do.
What is it?
So that's brown paper with the location, Albany and Green Street, written in marker. And that's our trash bag with the contents of the trash that we found at that location in the Troop H garage.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of your trash bag containing the contents of Albany and Green garbage canister on May 30th, 2019?
It is.
Thank you. And I'm going to show you one more. Picture 7. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
That's the overall contents once we emptied it out onto the brown paper.
And is that a fair and accurate representation of the contents of the garbage canister that you put in the black bag on May 30th, 2019 out of Albany and Green?
It is.
State would offer 6 and 7.
No objection. Stage 42, file 3, photos 6 and 7, admitted as a full exhibit.
Sir, if you could take a look behind you. If you, again, please could just describe what's depicted on that photograph.
So this is in the Troop H garage, and basically it's brown paper with Albany and Green Street. That's the location of where we seized the trash from. And this is our trash bag with the trash contents that we seized in the trash bag.
And picture 7.
That's the trash once it's emptied out onto the brown paper. That's the contents of the trash.
And I'm going to draw your attention to that photograph, please. And we talked about the white objects. Are those depicted here?
They are.
And what is this?
Those are zip ties.
Did you seize items out of this garbage
We did.
container? Okay. I'm going to draw your attention as well to, I believe, what we just, in the photograph proceeding in the garbage contained in the can. Is that this, I guess, you called it a poncho?
I did.
Is that this item down here?
It is.
With respect to this item, can you please describe it?
So that's a black trash bag, which we opened and later found a long sleeve shirt and a bra.
And could you describe the long sleeve shirt and the bra, please?
The long sleeve shirt is cut. It's a Vineyard Vines shirt, and it is covered in a blood-like substance, along with the bra.
And was the bra cut as well?
Yes.
And covered in the blood-like substance?
Yes,
Did you cut, you opened this bag?
I did.
Lily Flores coming in hot with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Lily Flores. Thank you so much.
Draw your attention up here to the mop. Is that also what was contained in that garbage canister in that picture that we saw?
It was.
Now, over here, this item, sir, what is it?
It's a razor blade.
And did you seize that as well?
I did.
And as you went through this garbage, sir, did you take individual photographs of each of the items?
I did.
How did you do that?
So the overall trash was identified as exhibit number 502. Any item of evidence that we seized from the trash can was given a letter. So for example, 502A, 502B.
And briefly, if I can, I'm going to go through some photographs with you. Sir, if you can, take a look at the screen in front of you. For the record, the monitor to the jury is off. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
That's the later identified as a poncho with a blood-like substance on it.
Did you seize that as evidence
I did.
and gave it a number?
Yes,
What was that?
502A.
And did you take that photograph?
I did.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what it looked like?
It is.
With respect to the bottom corner, there's some, I guess, markings on the bottom. Is that what it looked like that day as well?
It is.
What is that?
The trash was wet and it was leaking.
And is that from that, I guess, 502A?
Yes.
And over here on the right, what is that? Or left, I should say.
That's what I believed is flakings from, part of it was dry, part of it was wet. And that's what fell onto the paper as we opened it up.
And is this photograph a fair and accurate representation of 502A?
It is.
State would offer 502A.
No objection. 502A admitted as a full exhibit.
Oh, that's right. Photograph 8 out of 502A.
States 42, file 3, photograph 8, admitted as
you.
a full exhibit.
Sir, did you seize this item?
I did.
Okay. And with respect to seizing it, if I may just have a moment, Your Honor.
I do.
What is it?
Basically, this is a evidence bag with exhibit 502A, which is the poncho with blood-like substance within it.
How do you know?
Because there's an evidence label on it.
Okay. Is there a
This is probably the part of the stream where I say trigger warning. If you need to take a break, we recommend you take a break. This is some tough stuff they're going to be showing. So if you need to go out, take a walk. This is tough.
And has it gone, when it was seized, did it go anywhere else?
It did. It looks like it went to the state laboratory.
And by the way, well, state would offer it, Your Honor. Station session is open.
No objection. So that's states 43.
States 43.
Stage 43 admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. And Your Honor. There are gloves there for this. If I may just have a moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
I do.
What is it?
That's exhibit number 502A. That's what was a clear poncho with blood-like substance.
It was a clear poncho?
Yes.
So with respect to the poncho that I'm holding, up here on, I don't know if you can see it, sir, but on the top, it looks like there are cuts.
Yes.
Was that in that condition when you seized it that day?
Yes.
And there are, I guess, numerous markings and things on this. Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you know if this went to the lab at all?
I do know it went to the lab.
Okay. And did they take action on it?
They did.
Going to ask you actually to just take a look at the top, the ends edging on here. You see this red-like markings?
I do.
On the edge? Did that look like that photograph all over this poncho when you picked it up that day?
Yes.
And you indicated with respect to the stuff on the bottom of the photograph up there that it was from this item?
Yes.
Do you know which part it was from?
No, when we took it out, a lot of it was wet, so it was just leaking everywhere.
Thank you. And I just have one moment here. Yes, if you can. Would you mind? Thank you. Yeah, shut up. May I have a moment, counsel? Screen behind you. Do you recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is it?
That's another clear trash, well, that's a clear bag with a blood-like substance on it.
Is this, did you later learn whether this was a poncho as well?
I don't remember.
I may approach you to show you stage 44. Do you recognize that?
I do.
And what do you recognize this to be?
That's the package that item number 502B is contained in.
Did you give it the item number 502B?
I did.
And what is 502B?
Basically, a clear plastic bag with blood-like substance on it.
State would offer 44.
That's that. No objection.
States 44 admitted as a full exhibit.
I do.
What is this item?
That's Exhibit 502B, which was a clear plastic bag with blood-like substance, later identified as a poncho.
Now, there's a lot of, I guess, grayness on this.
Yes,
Do you know what that is?
I do.
What is it?
It's a fingerprint powder.
Do you know this item later went to the lab?
Yes, it did go to the lab.
I'm gonna actually draw your attention over here to the, I guess, left side. Do you recognize what's depicted on the left side of this item?
I do.
What's depicted on the left side of this item?
It's blood-like substance.
Is that in the same condition as the day you seized it from May 30th, 2019?
Yes,
Now, you indicated the other poncho was wet in some parts.
yes.
Was this one?
I don't recall.
You could take a look at the screen as well as on the upper right. What is depicted on that photograph?
That's remnants from the bag transferred onto the brown paper.
Then I can break it, we'll repackage these and seal them up. They are.
It is 11:15 now. Attorney Manning, do you wish to take the morning recess now?
May I just take a look at what is the next one? We can take the recess now, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll stand in our morning recess. Please do not discuss the case. We will return at 11:35.
$11.35.
All right. This honorable citizen.
That's yeah. Thank you, John. That's in 20 minutes from now. I was wondering that too. Why was the I was wondering that. Why is the poncho gray? Mike, I was wondering that. So, question, what do we think? I mean, were there two ponchos? Could it have, was he in a poncho? Did he wrap her in a poncho? He said it was fingerprint dust. Thank you. Kim says it was fingerprint dust. Thank you. So we got a 20-minute break here. We'll be back at one poncho for each of them. Just awful. Just awful. And the premeditation that had to be involved in this, to just drive around the city, drop them all off. I mean, and they got rid of the body. They never found the body. I think there are rumors because he was a builder. I saw someone say they thought that they put the body under a house that was built. I've heard someone. I think it was on the podcast that there was someone was buying one of his properties or a house. Photos I'm talking about, and they had a question about like where they wanted to put a pool, and he freaked out where they were going to put it because they would have to dig there. But then I think they checked and they didn't find anything. Blair says, "Oh, they absolutely did put her under a house." It's It's just awful, awful stuff. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna. There's also another co-conspirator, who has yet to be tried. And I don't know, maybe a witness in this case. Maybe a witness in the case. Gumieni, right? Is that the name? Gumieni? So be interesting to see if that person testifies and what they say. On another note, it's Girl Scout cookie season, folks. What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie? Can you guess what mine is? Yeah, his lawyer in the civil case. Yep, that's the lawyer. Because there's a correct answer to what the best Girl Scout cookie is. Not peanut butter. I don't like peanut butter. Thin Mint, wrong. Peanut butter, wrong. There it is. Samoas are the best. Samoas are the best. And also, they don't call them Samoas everywhere. I think they call them something else. No, Bob, not Thin Mint. Samoas are number one. Oh, look at my new command that I made. Oh, don't be a jabroni and forget to change from top chat to live chat. Caramel Delights. Is that what they are? Caramel Delights and Samoas are the same thing, I think. Shannon says yes. Love me the nice coconut. Joanne coming in hot with this. This sounds like an opinion that I would have. There is no good Girl Scout cookies. They're all gross. Joanne, you sound like me. 400 boxes. I got 4 of them from Catherine, so I think they're in our P.O. box. We got to get those. Put them on a plate, then heat them up. No, Tony, because I'll tell you this. I like chocolate, but I don't like melty chocolate. I don't like melty chocolate. I don't want it on my hands. I don't want it on my fingers. Melty chocolate is gross. I put my Kit Kats in the fridge. I don't want a mess. Kiefer, if you follow Lauren Lee Malloy, she just posted a link. Her daughter is selling them. Do I eat pizza with my hands? With my hands. Not some sort of savage eating it with a fork and a knife. By the way, me and Scout still have to have a stream where we both try pizza with pineapple on it for the first time together. We have to do that. Sure, he hates coconut. That's okay. I can't shame anyone for any food opinion because I have the worst food opinions around. So how could I? A lot of people liking the Thin Mints. Blair knows what I'm talking about. Yes, babe.
This is so exciting. I got my first Adelson PR comment.
Oh, everyone listen. You could say it. Come over to you don't have to come in, but you could say it loud enough they can hear you.
I'm so excited because my video has really made it because the Adelson PR team is now commenting on it about how Donna is just reacting like any mother would, going to collect Wendy and, help her in her time of need.
Babe has made it big time. She got her first Adelson PR comment on her videos. Could you guys hear that? Bob heard it. Yep, they heard it. So if you haven't already, if you could just like that, it's already in the algorithm thanks to you guys. So thank you all. How many views, babe? You know you made the big time when the Adelson PR 6,000? Babe is up to 6,000 views, folks. And again, this Saturday, if you came in late, we discussed it earlier. This Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Shannon and Chris Duet going to talk about Black Widows. So be there or be square. Saturday, 8 p.m., Shannon's psych session, her first psych session with a special guest. We love Chris. Let me get his Twitter in here because newer folks may not know Chris. He's really just a great, awesome dude. So smart and kind. All around, just a great person. Oh, I always forget his Twitter. Let me get it. It's beef. I feel like I should have a command for him, but if I don't, here's his Twitter. He's like interviewed over like, hundreds and maybe 200. Oh, I did have a demand. Did someone just put that in? Any hoozle. Babe, did you just put that in? No. Follow Chris on Twitter. Oh, I did have one. All right, there it is. Check him out on Twitter. It'll be available for replay if you're not available. That's pretty funny. Donnie, do you see this? Mandy's husband calls her Demandy. Also, if you're new to the chat today, Donnie now has his own emoji. By the way, I can't add more emojis yet. I had to delete some to add some, but that's okay. I think I need 20 more because I don't know. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here so much and supporting the channel, hitting that like button, sharing, commenting, everything. We appreciate you very much. We know you have other options and you're here with us, so thank you. And supporting Shannon's channel. You guys are the best mods in the land. Thank you guys. Here, I'm going to put in Shannon's... Thank you, Nora, coming in hot. Kent Mawiney, thank you. He was arrested in 2020, and he may testify, right, Nora? That will be... Hot girls demand a lot. That's right, Donnie. He is a co-conspirator, Mandy. He's in jail right now. And he could possibly testify in this trial. And wow, will that be interesting if he does. He was supposedly in, like, they try to set it up that they were all together that morning. He was a lawyer. That's correct, Kim. Correct. Yeah, I think he may testify. Is Steve still here? Steve, let me see if I can set up the portal for when. Steve, what's the plan for tonight, Steve-O? By the way, make sure you're following Publicly Buzzed as well. If you're new here and you like our channel, I promise you'll like his, although I don't see that he has a live set up. But Tuesday he does stream normally. No, that's someone else, I think, May. That's Powell, I believe. And Powell is subpoenaed to testify as well. And I think he has immunity. So there's a lot I know it's been kind of this up to this point. It hasn't been like a lot. Like this case may heat up, but you never know. As far as witnesses and yeah, he was on bail, and then they he was out on bail. Then they claimed him. They alleged he tampered with a GPS. Jay, can you give your thoughts on the Tucker case? What's the Tucker case? Oh, is that the guy who represented himself? I'll be honest, I don't know much about it other than we kind of checked it out for a little bit that day. But I don't. Other than that, I really don't. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. You're welcome, Lady Bird. Thanks for being here. So what time is it back? 11:35? I forgot already. Wow, Sam says she hates Tucker as much as I hate Wendy. Interesting. Powell had the truck, right? And he has immunity, and he's going to testify, so that will be interesting. Dizzy tried to replay yesterday's, but she said it was unwatchable. You know what? Who wants to do a giveaway for some stickers before we get back from court? Let's bring up the old Botrix machine. Let's go to widgets. Let's go to giveaways. Let's copy this. Let's get rid of this. Let's add this. All right. Type JBN in the chat. JBN to win one of these. But don't put an exclamation point. It has to be just JBN. It has to be one of these. Let's throw two with Penny. These are stickers. Penny comes in here every time. Two of these in there. Penny, these are stickers. But ever since Donnie got that box that have bags with TREATS for them, they come in here. One of these. Which, by the way, babe, we have to add the new JBN logo as a sticker in our store for sure. I keep forgetting to do that. Babe's going to freshen up the merch store. One of these. We only have 32 participants so far, so make sure if you haven't already, JBN in the chat. 33 participants. I'll give it a couple more seconds before we're back from break. $34 participants. We got the Kick folks on there. We got the YouTube folks on there. $38 participants. All right, good. We're getting some people in here. All right. I'll give it 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. By the way, the only ones who can't win are Sweet Lou and Bonnie Bailey because they won yesterday. Everyone else can win. All right. Come on down. Here we go. Big winner. Big winner. Let's see who it is. Miko. Congratulations, Miko. Email me at theshamingofjay@gmail.com and I will shoot over your stickers. Yeesh. All right, let's do one more. I could do two. Let's do one more. I'll do one more. I'll take off Miko. Miko can't win again. Or does it automatically remove Miko? No. All right. So if you haven't already, now's your last chance. I'm going to do one more. But if you already did, it'll still be there. Anti-decanting? What does that mean?
You know how you're mad about the dish soap being in that container?
Oh, that's decanting? No, it is ridiculous. Shannon has the dish soap in one of the containers where you, like a soap container where you push the button down next to the actual hand soap. She's got the dish soap literally right next to it. So you're at the sink, you're going to wash your hands, and I'm sitting there washing my hands with dish soap because she's got the dish soap in a hand soap container. It's ridiculous. It's unnecessary. No, anyone that agrees with that is wrong. Get it it should just keep it, or at least put it in a container that looks like not a hand soap container. What are we doing in this world? Washing my hands with dish soap. Like a jabroni. Jabronius. Erroneous. It looks pretty. That's great. Doesn't look pretty on my hands that got dish soap on them. What are we doing out here? It's a crime. All right. Miko just won. One more. Here we go. Lily Flores coming in hot with the win. Congratulations, Lily Flores. Email me over theshamingofjay@gmail.com with your address, and I will shoot you over. Congratulations to the winners.
Please
And
be seated.
look at the perfect. We're back. And a close-up on some hair. Extreme close-up.
We can bring the jury in.
Let's bring them in.
You will bring the jury.
Again, theshamingofjay@gmail.com. Yes, we love when new members win, so that's exciting to see. You could do that, Leela or Lila. You could put it in there. We can. All you need is 3 stamps, and we can mail it everywhere. We've mailed it to other countries.
Would counsel stipulate, please?
Yes, sure.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Attorney Manning.
Sergeant Dugen is on the side, please.
Hey, Miss Lisa, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Good morning, sir. So when we left off, I'm going to show you actually what's been marked as. Next one is, yes, please. File 3, picture 10, out of states 42. If you could take a look behind you, sir. And what does that say?
1000%, Sam, I am.
Picture of a sponge
I'm very lucky
within the trash.
to have the great woman behind me.
Look above the sponge, the photograph. In the photograph, there's dots and other stuff on the brown paper. Can you explain what those are?
The sponge was wet, and there was debris attached to the sponge when we removed it from the trash,
What do you mean by debris?
like grass or leaf-type material.
Is that depicted on that photograph?
It is.
If you wouldn't mind standing up at the screen, please, and bring that out.
Oh, I got both emails already. All right. All right, guys, I will get those out there. That too, Donnie.
Just dirt and debris.
It's kind of in a pattern. Is that a...
Might be a footprint.
And did you move that? Would that be one of your footprints or another state police troopers?
Probably mine.
Did you take this photograph?
I did.
Sir, if you can have a seat. I'm just going to show you, actually. Show you states 45 views. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is it?
That's evidence packaging. That's the sponge is in evidence packaging.
Is that 502C what we see depicted on that photograph behind you?
It is.
Thank you. State would offer it.
No objection. States 45 admitted as a full exhibit.
May I publish it?
Yes.
Sir, is that the sponge that you seized out of the garbage can, sir?
It is.
Now, sir, if I can, I'm going to draw your attention to the red marks on the, if I hold it lengthwise, upper right-hand side. Do you see those?
I do.
Do you know where those came from?
Let
me ask you a preliminary question, but actually before I do that. Did this item go to the lab?
It did.
It did, okay. And with respect to these markings, would those be from the lab?
They would be from the lab.
Okay. Do you have any, you don't have any knowledge about that?
No.
Thank you. Move on, please, to file 3, picture 11. And what's that one? Yeah, thank you. Sir, take a look behind you. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is depicted on that photograph?
It's a black glove that was found within the trash contents.
And did you seize that as evidence?
I did.
Did you give it an evidence number?
I did. 502D.
I'm going to show you also mark as states 46. Do you recognize this item, sir?
I do.
What is that item?
It's Exhibit 502D in evidence packaging.
And did you seize this?
I did.
State would offer it.
No objection. That states 46.
Yes, sir.
States 46 admitted as a full exhibit.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
I may just have a moment, counsel. Yeah, just have one moment, Your Honor. Sir, with respect to 46, did that also go to the lab?
It did.
may just approach the clerk, Your Honor.
Yes.
So this is going to be 47, the glove is 46.
46, if these items can please be marked as 46A for ID solely.
Thank you. 46A for ID.
Thank you.
Donnie, watch the chat for me while I'm gone.
Sir, do you recognize this item?
I do.
What is it?
It's a black glove. It's Exhibit 502D.
Did you seize this from the garbage that day?
I did.
Sir, I'm going to have you take a look at the screen behind you. Do you recognize that? This is photograph 12.
I do.
What is it?
It's a pair of gloves.
Did you take that from the scene from the garbage can at the...
I did.
Why did you seize these gloves as evidence?
So upon inspection of the gloves, there was a blood-like substance on both sets of gloves. Therefore, we seized them as a pair.
Where on the glove did you find blood-like substance?
Multiple areas on the glove.
Could you please describe them, please?
If you zoom in on the picture, I can point to the areas.
If you wouldn't mind getting up there. Thank you.
So if you zoom in on this area, you can see specks of blood on the glove.
And did you observe that when you went through the garbage on May 30th, 2019?
I did.
Any other areas?
In different photographs that'll show.
If you can, I think this is 13. Is this the other side of the gloves?
Yep.
Yes. Is there an area depicted on the back of the gloves that has blood-like substance? And is that the emblem, I guess?
It is.
Is that a good way to say that?
Logo of the glove.
And could you picture 14? Sir, what about the palm of the glove?
Catherine, I got him.
Specks.
Samoa's
Blood-like substance
best
on
Girl
the
Scout
palm.
cookie, bar none.
And there's a blood-like substance on the edge of the glove as well.
And you observed that day?
I did.
And did you seize these gloves as evidence?
I did.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 47. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is States 47?
Those are the gloves within evidence packaging.
This right here is what it's all about. Sam said, thank you. I feel comfortable here. You don't get that in every chat. That's what our goal is here. So glad you feel that way, Sam. Thank you so much to the mods and everyone in this community that helps that happen here. That's all you guys. So thank you.
I have no objection, Your Honor. State would offer 47, if I may publish.
State 47 admitted as a full exhibit.
Okay, thank you. If I can, there's actually 2 more photographs. And 15, please. Sir, is that a close-up of the palm?
It's a close-up of the palm, and you can see specks of blood-like staining on the glove.
Thank you. And picture 16, what does that depict?
That's a picture of the logo on the glove. There's blood-like staining on the logo of the glove.
Thank you. You can have a seat, sir. I'll show you one at a time, sir. If I may. Do you recognize what this item?
I do.
Does it show the blood-like stain that you were discussing?
It does.
If you could perhaps, if I may stand over here, Your Honor.
Yes.
Sir, if you could just point out on the glove where the area was. And for the record, he's pointing to the, I guess, middle of the glove, it's on where the fingers, I may just. And the other. And sir, to your knowledge of this, also go to the lab.
They did.
Is there anything on this glove? Did you see on the corner?
In the lower left corner.
So if you could take a look at the screen behind you, this is photograph 17. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
It's a black bag.
And did that come out of the garbage?
It did.
Albany and green?
Yes.
What was it?
It was just a black bag with a blood-like substance on the bag.
It may approach states 48, sir. Do you recognize that item?
I do.
What is that item?
It's the black bag within evidence packaging.
Is it the same black bag that is contained on that photograph behind you?
It is.
Can the state would offer it?
No objection.
48, Your Honor. May I publish?
Stage 48 admitted as a full exhibit. You may publish.
Is this the item that came out?
It is.
Sir, I should ask you, why the brown paper bags? Why are things packaged in brown paper bags?
Brown paper bags is the best way to preserve these types of evidence. It allows the material to breathe.
Does it, if it was placed in a plastic bag, and could that potentially damage any evidence contained? Sir, take a look at the screen behind you. So that is photograph 18. Do you recognize what's depicted on that photograph?
I do.
What is it?
It's a set of keys that were found within the trash. Those were given evidence exhibit 502G.
And did you seize them as well for evidence?
I did.
Here.
seeing on the screen there, did you attempt to fit them to anything?
I did not know.
You know if anyone tried to fit them to anything?
That I,
Objection.
Well, this is not voir dire.
No, it's about relevance, Your Honor.
Well,
I'll withdraw it, Your Honor, to move it along if
Thank
he wishes to start here and continue.
I'm
I'll
finished.
withdraw my
If he's-
objection.
you may proceed.
You withdraw. If she's withdrawing the offer, then I'm withdrawing the objection.
I'm not withdrawing the offer. I objected to his question. If he wishes
Right.
to inquire, Your
Well,
Honor, I want to leave this up.
The question, this is voir dire by the defense. The question was, did you try to fit these keys to anything?
And your answer was?
I did not.
So my objection is just relevance.
Well, they haven't been offered.
I have offered them, Your Honor. They were seized out of the garbage that day on Albany Avenue. He answered he took a photograph of it, and what is contained in that photograph,
And
in
what-
that item, is what is contained in that photograph that he took. He
And
seized
what
it.
would be the number if you
It is 49.
offer them? Thank you. And the objection is to the offer, correct?
Yes, on the basis, well, not relevant to Mr. Troconis, but I would also submit it's not relevant to the case. It was something that was found in a garbage bag that is not followed up with anything as far as I know.
Well, let's walk through this again. The offer's been made. These keys were seized out of the location at Albany and Green. The offer is as a full exhibit. The objection is relevant.
Yes, Your Honor, and if I may, number one, anything that comes out of that garbage is, in the state's view, relevant. If I wanted to introduce a piece of rice, I would be here asking that, and it'd be up to the court to make that call, because I do feel that anything that is contained in that garbage can is pertinent to this case one way or another, whether excluding or including in this case, but also just for the fact that for the police investigation, my offer would be, Your Honor, that the police did take steps with respect to these keys after they were seized. So that will come in as well. So with respect to the offer of proof, this is the Exhibit 49 is the item that is seized on that day on May 30th in Albany Avenue. The witness testified that he took a photograph of it, he labeled it, and it was seized as evidence. So the state would offer it.
Well, however, in each of the other offers, the state asked what led you to seize the particular item. The court did not hear that question with regard to this item.
Well, to be fair, Your Honor, I don't believe I asked that until after. With respect to the ponchos, they had been admitted without objection from counsel. So then I proceeded to ask specifics with respect to the item. So if Your Honor wishes, I can continue more with respect to this, but I can ask.
Well, the court is going to sustain the relevance objection because simply retrieving the item from the garbage may have been the decision of Sergeant Dugen, but the relevance is not clear, so that's sustained.
Okay. Can you go ahead and next one, please? Sir, do you see the picture behind you?
I do.
What photograph is that?
19.
Picture 19. Sir, what is that?
It's a picture of zip ties.
Did you find those out of the garbage on Albany Avenue that day?
I did.
And did you package them and bring them back to Troop H?
I did.
You did. And with respect to these items, did you then subsequently separate them from the other items?
Yes.
Similar to you did every item that was contained in that garbage can?
Yes.
And did you photograph it?
Yes.
And did you then seize it as an evidentiary number?
Yes.
What evidentiary number did you seize it as?
502H.
And why did you seize it?
So on the zip ties, there's a blood-like substance on several areas of the zip ties. and I found that relevant.
In the course of it, by the way, you testified earlier that you were searching the garbage cans. Were you aware of Jennifer Farber-Douglas's disappearance?
I was.
And were you aware that the Ford Raptor was seen on video depositing garbage bags the night of Jennifer Farber-Douglas's disappearance?
I was.
So would you feel that zip ties would be relevant toward the investigation into the disappearance of Jennifer Douglas?
I'm going to object. What he felt, again, is not relevant. And what's relevant is what the court decides. I'm not objecting to this exhibit, but I'm objecting to the question, letting him give his subjective opinion about what's relevant to the case.
Well, there's already been testimony that there was a blood-like substance on the zip ties. So that suggests that the relevance objection is overruled.
I didn't make one. I was objecting to the question of asking him to opine as to what he thought it was.
Well, there's already been testimony that there was a blood-like substance on the zip ties.
That's fine, if I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
So I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 50. Do you recognize this item?
I do.
What is contained within this, or what is this item?
It's the zip ties contained within evidence packaging.
And are these the zip ties that you seized out of the garbage that day on Albany Avenue on May 30th, 2019?
They are.
Are they the zip ties that you saw the blood-like substance contained on them?
They are.
And are they the zip ties that you seized for 502H?
Yes.
I would ask to publish it at this time.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, sir, did these also go to the lab?
They did.
And how many zip ties were found in that bag? Do you
There were
recall?
4 pieces of zip tie.
Now, you say pieces. Why do you say that?
Because the zip ties were cut.
If I can you please put on some gloves, sir? Sure. If I may. Now, just briefly, with respect to the zip ties, you said that you indicated there was a blood-like substance. If you can, sir, I'm going to hand you over the zip ties. If you could please show the jury where that substance is contained therein. And for the record, it would be at the, is that the tie?
I think you dropped.
What? Oh. Thank you. If you could just explain where the blood-like substance is contained within that.
On this connector piece, and then on the other end of the zip tie.
And is that a tie that has been cut?
Yes.
Where? Thank you. I'm going to hand you another one, please. And by the way, if I can, just to be clear, these have little tags on them. The one you looked at, is it labeled 52-2?
Yes.
And what is the one that you have in front of you?
52-4.
If you could take a look at 52-4 for me, please. Is that one cut?
No, it's not.
And does it contain any of the blood-like substance that you saw that day?
It does.
If you could please point to where it was. And is that at the end?
It is.
Thank you. I'm going to show you 52-3. If You could take a look at that. Is that zip tie intact or is it cut?
This zip tie is intact.
And is there any blood-like substance on that zip tie?
There does not appear to be.
Did that zip tie go to the lab as well?
It did.
I'm going to show you states 52 well, what's been marked as 52-1 along with it. Is that zip tie intact?
It is.
And is there any blood-like substance on there that you could see today sitting here 4 years later?
It does not appear to be, no.
If you could take a look at the screen behind you, sir, with respect to the photograph, I will take that back. Thank you. If you can, sir, do you see the zip ties depicted in that photograph?
I do.
Okay. Now, you indicated there were two that were cut. Are the two that were cut depicted on that photograph?
They are.
If you could please stand up and point to it for the jury. And the other two, were those intact?
Those are intact.
On the top one, see on the end of it, where the cursor is, what is that?
That's a blood-like substance.
Thank you. You can have a seat, sir.
I mean, this is probably a stupid question, but why would they have bloody zip ties other than the fact that Jennifer was not dead when they left the garage? Like, why would they need these zip ties? If she was dead already, they wouldn't need them, right? When they fled the scene.
Oh, that's the other side of the zip ties?
I should say he. I don't think Michelle was at the murder scene, but I mean.
And does that also depict the state of the zip ties that day on May 30th, 2019?
It does.
Thank you. You can have a seat. Sir, take a look behind you. You recognize what's depicted in that photograph?
I do.
What is depicted?
It's a white bath towel.
And was that in the garbage canister at Albany and Green on May 30th, 2019?
It was.
Did you seize that as evidence, sir?
I did.
Why?
It was a white bath towel with a lot of blood-like substance on the towel.
And was that what it looked like in 2019?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 51. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What exactly is this item?
That's the bath towel within evidence packaging.
And was that the 502I?
Yes.
State would offer at this time, Your Honor.
'51 admitted as
Again, folks, if you need a mental health break, please take one. Trigger warning.
Sir, is this what the towel looked like that day back in 2019?
It is.
Thank you. Did this also go to the lab?
It did.
So I'm going to show you what's on the screen behind you. What is that, sir?
That is evidence exhibit 502J, which is a mop or broom handle that's broken.
And did you seize that out of the garbage at Albany and Green that day?
I did,
Why did you seize that?
because there's a blood-like substance on it.
Where is the blood-like substance?
You mind if I get up?
If you wouldn't mind, please.
On this portion of the mop handle, and of that portion of the mop handle.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 52. Do you recognize this?
I do.
What is it?
That's the mop handle within evidence packaging.
Is this the mop handle that you seized that day that came out of the garbage of Albany and Green on May 30th, 2019?
It is.
The state would offer it.
No objection. Stage 52, admitted as a full exhibit.
May I publish?
Yes.
For the lab.
It did.
Now, sir, when you indicated on the photograph what area had a blood-like stain, if you could, if I hold it up here, if you could please show the jury on the actual item where you saw the stain.
So it's in this area?
About the handle
Yes.
side? Was it bent in this position?
Correct, yes.
And what about this piece here? Was there anything attached to it?
No.
If you may. So I'm going to take a look behind you. Do you recognize that item?
I do.
What is depicted in that photograph?
It's a set of trash bags.
Did you seize that as evidence in this case?
I did.
Why did you seize that as evidence?
I found that relevant, and I knew, based on information given to us, that the person of interest had dumped trash within trash bags within the trash receptacles on Albany Ave.
So you were actually aware at the time that they were in garbage bags?
Yes.
So did you seize the garbage bags themselves?
Yes.
Is that why one of the reasons why you seized 502K?
Yes.
And do you know how many bags are contained in 502K?
I don't.
And is it knotted in the middle?
It is.
Did you find that unusual?
I did.
Is that one of the factors why you seized it that day?
Yes.
And was that contained inside Albany Avenue and Green on 5/30/2019?
It was.
May I approach the clerk of the order?
Yes.
Now, with respect to the garbage bags that you were informed that the suspect, were you informed it's Photos?
Yes.
Were you informed that Photos was placing garbage bags in Albany Avenue and given those addresses?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 53. Do you recognize this item?
I do.
What is this item?
That's exhibit 502K, which is the trash bag within evidence packaging.
Now, were there other trash bags that came out of that garbage can?
Yes,
And did you seize those as well?
I did.
Did you seize every black garbage bag that came out of that garbage can?
Yes,
And was that because of the information that you had received?
yes,
And did that item that's depicted in that photograph subsequently go to the lab?
yes.
At this point, the state would offer 502K, which is 53. Now, there are going to be items, I believe, in here that will be ID as well, so I would just ask counsel to
Before it's open, may I have one here, just a couple of questions, clarification before I decide whether I'm going to take a decision. You indicated that you were just asked questions in terms of seizing everything that was in the receptacle, right?
Correct.
This is not, I just want to put, this is not the only thing in that garbage receptacle at Albany Avenue and Green Street that you seized, right?
Correct.
There are also white garbage bags that were seized?
Yes.
They're not in here, are they, in this bag that we're about to open?
No.
They're separate?
Yes.
And is this the way you found it? I mean, it's maybe spread out a bit, but is this the way you actually found these, what we're seeing on the screen there, in that condition, just two ripped bags?
Yes.
And there was just a statement made, there were some other things that are in the bag. Was there anything in those two black bags that are shown on the screen at the time that you took that photograph?
Not to my knowledge. I'm unaware of that.
Okay, so this time, as I understand it, it's only the bags that are being offered?
Is everything in 502K? I need to open that and go through it. I have not.
So, but in terms of what I did through the court, it's just the bags at this point that are being offered?
Maybe if I can just clarify a little bit. So
Yes.
you never opened these bags?
No.
Correct? You never looked inside of them, ripped them open, looked to see what was there?
No.
Okay. You seized those bags as they contain in that item, and then it got sent to the lab.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what happened after the lab?
No.
So realistically, Your Honor, all that's being offered at this time would be the items that are seen on the screen, which is the bag tied together. The other, anything that was contained therein, I believe will be going in through the lab, as they were the ones that found it.
That's what I wanted to get clarification. I didn't know whether there was anything that was observed inside the bags, but if it's just the bags at this point, I'm certainly not objecting.
Thank you. What would be the exhibit number?
This is Exhibit 53.
Exhibit 53 admitted as a full exhibit.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
Your Honor, I will note the bag itself, the exterior bag is marked with the exhibit sticker, but if there's other things in there, I just want the record to reflect I don't know what that is yet, so I don't want to agree that everything.
Oh, shut up, dude. My Lanta.
One item we just talked about.
Cuda.
Over to the clerk's, Your Honor. I'm going to have some of it marked for ID. A, B.
Are you sure?
I don't like him either, Gary. I don't know what you want me to do. I know, he's a douche.
Me?
No, not you, Beetle. Calm down.
Me?
No.
I'm down, baby.
I know, Beetle. I know.
Drinking, smoking, having weed, anything you want to pick.
Calm down, Beetle. Take care, Cindy. Sorry, Cassie. Didn't mean to blow your ears out.
Cuda.
to, if I may, Your Honor, Counsel Meyer.
Fuck your life, bing bong.
Everything. Sir, with respect to the item contained in that photograph, do you recall how many bags there were?
I don't recall.
Would you like to look at your report, or would it refresh your recollection to? By
Yes.
the way, you didn't separate them and pull them apart.
I did not.
Okay, and you didn't look inside to see what's inside of them?
I did not.
Okay. And with respect to, actually, I need a different report. Oh. What's this? Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. That's okay. I may just have a moment.
Yes.
This is an instruction. It's this report. May I approach the clerk, Your Honor?
Yes.
You have to sign. So I'm going to show you what's been marked 54 for ID. Please don't read it loud from it, but I'm going to draw your attention to the middle of the page. If you can review that, and see if it refreshes your recollection concerning this exhibit.
I do.
And how many garbage bags was, I guess, contained within this exhibit itself?
4 pieces.
4 pieces? Okay. And did you separate them to designate and give them different names or different numbers?
I did not.
Okay. Did you just package it together so it could be sent to the lab?
Correct.
And if I may, I may just have one moment here.
Donnie, didn't you send me the Mylanta from the Dollar Tree, Donnie? Dollar General, sorry, Dollar General.
Your Honor, may I do one more clarification with the state's
Right, you
permission
stole
here?
you stole it from the Dollar General,
So
right?
when we look at the
Allegedly.
picture,
Bob told you not
can't
to admit to
tell
that.
Whether there's 1, 2, or more bags, correct?
Correct.
When you wrote your report, you referred to it when you were just refreshing your recollection. I just want to see, you said you refreshed your recollection, right?
I did.
You referred to it as 4 pieces of a black plastic garbage bag, right?
Yes.
I'm not objecting.
So this would be states 51, Your Honor. There are items that are going to be marked as A, B, and C. There's actually 3 more items, Counsel. There's 3 more items in here.
So there's no objection to states 51, A, B, and C?
No, sir. I'm just offering what's depicted on the screen right now as the garbage bags, as basically
Which is states 51?
51.
Smart, Donnie. Smart.
It's 53. So 53, Your Honor, if I can. 53 would be those items over there. 53A, B, C, D, and E are for ID only, if I can.
So the offer has been made on stage 51, correct?
51, I apologize, it's my mistake. 51 is already in, it's 53.
Thank you.
And I believe there's no objection to these, those will be for another day.
No objection.
To that item, the bag that we were just talking about.
So stage 53,
Yes, Your Honor, we did these three.
admitted as full exhibit.
Yeah, Todd's not kidding. That clerk is doing overtime with all this evidence. Hopefully she doesn't write a book about it.
By the way, sir, you didn't separate these as they came in?
I did not. I packaged them just as they were in the photograph.
And you didn't separate this, correct?
No.
Actually, going back to this first one, is there another inside the bag? Actually, may I just have one moment?
Oh, Rachel K. gifted out a membership to Michelle DeMatteis. Thank you so much, Rachel. You're awesome. Thank you.
So I'm going to show you back to the first one. There's this big piece hanging.
Because I'm going to fuck with you, buddy. We're going to be buddies. We're going to be pals. We're going to wrestle around.
And again, you didn't separate these or pull them out.
I did not.
Michelle, now you can use the Beetlejuice emoji.
And how many bags did you indicate in your report, sir?
4.
Guys, you could skip the ads after the 5 seconds. I'm not really sure what the breakdown is, but I'm not worried
Sir, if you could
about
take a look
that.
behind you. And that is photograph
26.
Is that one of the bags that you pulled out of the garbage bag that day?
It is.
And was that also seized as evidence and given a marker?
Yes.
And I'm going to move on if I can, sir, to take a look at the photograph behind you, which is photograph 27. Do you recognize that?
I do.
Is that an item that came out of the garbage that day on Albany Avenue and Green Street?
Yes.
What is it a photograph of?
A photograph of a paper towel with blood-like staining on it.
And did you seize it as evidence?
I did.
I may approach states 55. Do you recognize that item?
I do.
And what is it?
It's the item, the paper towel with blood-like staining, contained within an evidence packaging.
Why did you seize that as evidence that day?
Found it relevant due to the fact that it had blood-like staining on it.
State would offer 55.
No objection. States 55.
Brooklyn points out those paper towels don't look like they are stained with coffee. For those who don't know, Michelle said that she saw paper towels that photos had and that they had coffee on them. She thought they were coffee, not blood.
Admitted as a full exhibit.
May I publish?
Yes.
Sir, did this also go to the lab?
It did.
Yo, Madeline, good to see you.
Sir, if you could take a look at the picture
Gary says hi too.
28. Do you recognize what's depicted there?
I do.
What is that?
It's a trash bag with a bunch of vegetation in it, i.e. leaves, sticks.
And was that bag seized as evidence as well?
It was.
Why was it seized?
We found it out of place and might be relevant to the investigation.
Was any action taken on that item contained in 5020?
It was.
What was done?
It was sent to a laboratory, agricultural laboratory in New Haven.
And, well, I'll stop there if I can. Item behind you, which is photograph 29. Can you take a look at that? What is depicted on that photograph, please?
It's like 2 pieces of white cloth with a blood-like substance on them.
And did you seize those 2 pieces that day?
I did.
And did those 2 pieces come out of Albany and Green
They did.
on May 30th, 2019?
They did.
And why did you seize them as evidence?
They had blood-like staining on them, and I found them relevant.
So I may just approach. I'm going to show you what's marked up state 56. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is it?
It's the exhibit contained within evidence packaging.
And by exhibit contained within the evidence packaging, are you
It's the white paper cloths in an evidence package.
502P?
Yes.
They would offer 56, Your Honor.
States 56 admitted as a full exhibit.
May I publish?
Yes.
So they threw out some like sticks and like leaves. Like, I mean, I guess Jennifer was on the ground at some point. Where was that? I mean, that was And interesting that there was sticks and leaves in the
Sir,
garbage.
just to be clear, did you, could you please show, if I may just approach, whether it's on the actual item or the photograph, the items of blood-like stain?
Hey Irene, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
The bigger, I would say, of the paper towels?
The bigger piece, and it's on the edges of the smaller piece.
Thank you. Sir, can you take a look behind you? That is states
30.
30? 30. I'm sorry, not states 30. Photograph 30 out of states 42. What is that, sir?
It's 2 trash bags.
Did you seize those as evidence?
We did.
Why did you seize it as evidence?
We found it relevant to the investigation.
Why is that?
Because the person of interest, or suspect, as you will call it, was dumping items of trash in trash receptacles in Hartford.
No, this is the 3 black napkins. Yes. Okay. This one has the. Did you look inside that bag, sir?
I don't recall.
Now, are these different types of bags than the other ones that you saw in the seized in the garbage?
They are.
Okay, in what way?
These are more of a grocery store type bag.
And so why did you still seize these?
We were told that suspect had thrown black bags in the trash in Hartford.
So you seized all trash?
Yes.
That you could find? Okay. And this one has, I guess, something inside of it. Do you recall that?
I don't recall.
Sir, I'm going to show you what's behind you now, please. You can take a look at that. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is it?
It's a razor blade.
Did you find that in the garbage on Albany and Green
I did.
on May 30th, 2019?
I did.
Did you seize that as evidence?
I did.
Why did you seize it as evidence?
I found it relevant because there was blood-like substance on it. Part of the razor blade was broken, and there was a hair-like fiber on the broken razor blade.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 58. Do you recognize this item?
I do.
What is it?
It's the broken razor blade within evidence packaging.
And to your knowledge, did this also go to the lab?
Yes.
State would offer it, Your Honor.
Could I, one here, to clarify? Detective, you're referring to this item that we see on the screen, and which is, you looked at the bag that contains what we're seeing on the screen is 502S?
Yes.
You're referring to that as a razor blade. Is that the term they're using?
I believe a better term would be a scraper with a razor blade attached to it.
Or a box cutter, maybe?
That could be another term.
All right, but you're referring to this item as a razor blade. It's actually a tool that's either a box cutter or a scraper that may contain, you said, a broken razor blade within?
Yes.
Is that what you mean by this?
That's a better representation.
Okay, so you didn't take it apart and see what's inside.
I did not.
But you're talking about this whole item.
Correct.
Okay, I'm not going to object. I just wanted to clarify what we were talking about.
And this is states
58, Your Honor.
states 58 admitted as a full exhibit.
May I publish?
Yes.
I may just have one moment, Your Honor. No. I may, Your Honor. Sure.
It's 58. So it's 58A.
58A for ID, Your Honor. And I'm gonna put it back in the whole exhibit for 58.
So for the record, it's my understanding the state is only offering at this time exhibit 58, the box cutter, but not whatever was in this envelope.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. So 58 admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. I'm putting 58A inside of it to keep track, Your Honor, but I am only offering this item. No, sir, you indicated there was a broken blade. If I may approach. What did you mean by that?
The top portion here is a razor blade and it's broken.
And you indicated there was a blood-like substance on the blade. Where was that?
It's on the edges of the blade. Yes.
Where the actual blade is broken?
Where it's actually broken.
Thank you, sir. Sir, take a look at the screen behind you. You recognize that item?
I do.
What is it?
It's a screwdriver?
Did that come out of the garbage at Albany and Green?
Yes.
Was that on May 30th, 2019?
Yes,
Now, did you seize that as evidence?
I did.
Why?
Because there was a blood-like substance on it.
And where was the blood-like substance?
On the, can I get up and show you?
If you could, please.
It appeared to be on the shaft portion of the screwdriver.
If I can, sir, I'm going to show you what's been marked as States 59. Do you recognize this item?
Yes,
What is it?
it's the screwdriver within evidence packaging.
Is it the screwdriver that you took out of the garbage on Albany and Green?
It is.
The one portrayed on that photograph behind you?
Yes.
State would offer it.
No objection.
So that's stage 59.
Yes, sir.
Stage 59 will be admitted as a full exhibit.
If I may, sir. With respect to States 59, Where was the blood-like stain that you saw? The tool portion, would you say?
Yep.
Thank you. Sir, if you could take a look behind you. Do you recognize what's depicted on that screen?
I do.
What is depicted on that screen?
It's a white colored bra with blood-like substance on the bra.
And if you can, actually, if you wouldn't mind, could you go back to the garbage? Here. Go back to picture 7, sir. On stage 42, file 3. That bra we saw on that photograph, is it contained in picture 7?
I'm just going to pause this right here. Again, this is tough stuff. This is heavy stuff. So if you need a break, Dizzy, I just saw, had a good idea. She has the chat pulled all the way up so she doesn't have to look at the exhibits, but can see the chat and hear the testimony. If this is too much, whatever you have to do, please take care of your mental health.
It is.
If you wouldn't mind, please standing up and run through it.
If you zoom in right here, there's part of the strap and the bra itself.
Now, you indicated previously that you opened that bag. Why that bag?
It was already partially opened, so I could see within it. So I continued to open it up, avoiding the knot area.
And why did you seize the bra? If we can go back to that photograph, please. Thank you.
While we were investigating the disappearance of a woman, where an alleged assault had taken place.
Objection, Your Honor.
Your Honor, it's offered for why he did something.
Again, this goes to why he did something is irrelevant. Basically sees everything. He's explained it had a lead-like stain on it. That is the reason why it's been seized. For him to now narrate what he thinks happened is, I think, improper and irrelevant.
Well, the information that Sergeant Dugen received, he did not previously say the information he received concerned an assault, but that does not mean that he's precluded from stating that the information he received also included information about an assault. Overruled.
Sir, was that item seized as evidence as well?
It was.
Was it given an evidentiary number?
It was.
What number was that?
502U.
If you can go into the next picture. Is that what the bra looked like that day?
Yes, that's a different side of it.
Okay. And the next one? What is that, sir?
That's a long sleeve striped shirt with blood-like substance on it that was seized from within that bag.
If I may just have a moment with counsel, Your Honor.
If you're wondering what Donnie's talking about in this comment, he's talking about his sister-in-law.
If I can actually inquire, Your Honor, I'm going to separate the exhibit numbers on this if I can. The entire box was, just to be clear,
60.
The entire box is 60. That would be just the box. I believe if we can make this 61, please. And if I may inquire to
I was thinking Jackie King, if anyone's just listening right now, Jackie King says if he buried her under cement, why would he be so sloppy with the evidence? Wouldn't it be better to conceal the crime if he buried everything with her? I mean, they never found her. I agree. I agree with you.
no objection.
No objection.
Thank you.
So 61 is admitted as a full exhibit.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And then we have based on the representation of what's in it, if there's something else in it, then
We can go through as we open it, Your Honor. These have all been sealed. I have not tampered with that. If you can, 62 is a full exhibit as well. With no
Again, same reservation. We didn't need to open it, assuming it's what we think is in there.
62, state 62 admitted as a full exhibit.
Thank you. And 63 is ID at this time, if I may. Sergeant Dugen, can I ask you a couple questions about this box?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a box, and within it is a black trash bag with a shirt and a bra.
With respect to what is, we saw a photograph of the bag containing the bra and the shirt previously. Do you remember that?
I do.
And with respect to those three items as a whole, did you seize them together?
I believe we seized them separately.
Okay. And did you give them a F502U number?
Yes.
Okay. So 502U would be the shirt.
The shirt.
502U would be the bra. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And 502U would be the garbage bag it came in as well.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you package them together, did you package them within the label of 502U?
Yes.
And if you can, with respect to was a label given onto the box?
It was.
And what does that label read, please?
One plastic garbage bag tied in a knot containing a shirt and bra with blood-like substance contained within Exhibit 502.
So the shirt and the bra were contained within the bag?
Yes.
So with respect to all three items, did they go to the lab?
They did.
And how do you know that?
There's a lab sticker on the box.
On state 60?
Yes.
Now I'm going to show you the inside of state 60, if I can. Specifically for ID, state 63. Do you recognize this item?
I do.
What is it?
That's the black trash bag contained within an evidence bag.
How do you recognize it?
There's a writing on the bag that says black trash bag,
And how do you recognize that writing?
because I put it there.
So that would be, that's contained in that writing on this bag on state 63?
Yes.
So what was contained within 63, I'm going to show you, and by the way, this went to the lab afterwards, so you can't testify to anything that happened after you seized it, correct?
Correct.
And so anything that was contained in here was something you put in?
Yes.
I'm going to show you the contents of 60. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is it?
That's the black trash bag.
And is that the black trash bag that you seized in connection with the bra and shirt, or that contained the bra and shirt that day?
Yes.
The state would offer it.
Your Honor, I had a side discussion. This went to the lab and it's been altered, so I'm going to object at this time until we hear from the lab people. At which point, as long as that foundation is laid, I'm not going to object. At this point, I submitted the testimony without me even having to do a voir dire. It's in an altered state from when he collected it, and therefore I object at this point. It does require some additional foundation that I would have some questions about.
Your Honor, if I may, I have successfully completed in the state's view the chain of custody to indicate that this witness saw the black bag, saw the shirt, the bra contained therein, seized it appropriately, logged it all as evidence. He has identified both the bag, the container it came in, as well as the exhibit as a whole. Now, steps on what happened to that item after it left his possession is certainly fodder for cross-examination and further follow-up, which I'm sure there will be, but it goes to its weight with respect to its analysis in the case. It doesn't go to its admissibility. The state has satisfied that, so I would ask it to be admitted at this time.
If I may respond, Your Honor, I've been very liberal about not objecting to the fact that many of these items went to the lab. This is one that there was a lot of lab work done on. It does require a chain of custody for that matter, which I understand is going to be done. So I'm objecting. It's not in the condition it was in when it was seized and packaged by this witness. Therefore, he is not it can be marked for ID. They've established the first step, but I believe I'm entitled to show what happened to it, how it was changed, and what it was like when it came back. And again, I am not requiring the state to bring in every person who delivered it and drove it, but there is the lab portion of this. And as I said, I've not objected on that basis to the other items. This is one that there needs to be some examination through the lab people. So I'm objecting that it comes as a full at this moment.
Well, the witnesses testified that the bag itself was pulled from a receptacle. The bag was partially open. Inside of the bag was the bra with blood-like stains and a shirt with blood-like stains. He marked the bag. Counsel's objection is that the bag has been altered. Well, that is not persuasive in determining whether the bag was marked and whether it was the bag that was pulled from the corner of Albany and Green. overruled.
That is 63 as a full. Your Honor, may I publish these exhibits?
Well, time is 1 o'clock.
Oh.
We can pick
Yes.
up at 2 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, we will stand in our luncheon recess. Please do not discuss the case. We will resume at, let's say 2:05.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, folks. I set up a new stream already. So this stream is going to take us into our afternoon stream, which is in 1 hour. I'm going to end this, and it should portal us over there. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, mods. We'll see you in 1 hour and approximately 5 minutes. But this should portal us over there. Thank you all so much. See you guys after lunch.